There's a place on Earth where a storm almost never ends. A spot so electric that sailors once used it as a navigational beacon. But as incredible as that one place is, it's just that, one location. To find the undisputed continent of lightning, you have to look somewhere else. Because when NASA scientists used satellites to map the most electric places on the planet, they found something remarkable. Of the top 10 lightning hotspots in the world, an incredible 6 are in Africa. So, what makes this continent a global magnet for the world's most intense thunderstorms? The answer is a story of immense scale, a perfect mix of geography and atmospheric physics. It's a journey that will take us deep into the heart of Africa, to the Congo Basin and the Great Lakes, where a unique combination of powerful forces creates the perfect storm, day after day. Before we journey to Africa, we have to acknowledge the king. The #1 lightning hotspot on Earth isn't in Africa. It's in South America, over a huge body of water in Venezuela. It's technically a large, brackish bay, but it's often called Lake Maracaibo. Here, the phenomenon is so predictable it has a name, the Relámpago del Catatumbo, or the Catatumbo lightning. On about 297 nights a year, a massive near-silent lightning storm lights up the sky for hours. NASA data shows this small area gets hit with an average of about 233 lightning flashes per square kilometer every single year. The cause is a near-perfect geographical trap. During the day, the tropical sun heats the lake, and that warm, moist air starts to rise. Then, as night falls, cool breezes slide down from the towering Andes Mountains that fence the lake in on 3 sides. This cooler, denser air wedges itself under the warm, humid air, forcing it to rocket upwards. This collision creates massive thunderclouds that unleash their energy almost every single night. It's a beautiful, localized, and relentless weather engine. But as intense as it is, it's an anomaly. To see where lightning dominates on a continental scale, we have to cross the Atlantic. While Venezuela holds the title for the single most electric spot, Africa is the continent with the most lightning hotspots. Of the top 500 most active places NASA identified, an incredible 283 of them are in Africa. The top 10 list is dominated by the Democratic Republic of Congo, or DRC. Places like Kabare, Kampene, Sake, and Butembo aren't just names on a map. They are some of the most consistently stormy places on the planet. Kabare, in the eastern DRC, is the second most electric place in the world, with over 205 flashes per square kilometer per year, a rate that nearly rivals Lake Maracaibo. But unlike Maracaibo's specific localized storm, the lightning in Africa is a regional beast, a vast interconnected system stretching across thousands of kilometers. So, what's the recipe for a continental-scale lightning generator? It all comes down to 3 key ingredients working in perfect, violent harmony: an equatorial heat engine, an endless supply of moisture, and a dramatic, mountainous trigger. The first and most fundamental ingredient is raw energy. At their core, thunderstorms are just engines powered by heat. The process is called convection. Hot air rises, and no place on Earth gets more direct, intense solar energy than the equator. The Congo Basin sits squarely on the equator, in a region meteorologists call the Intertropical Convergence Zone, or ITCZ. You can think of this zone as the planet's boiler room. Here, the sun beats down all year long, heating the massive expanse of land. Land heats up much faster than water, and in turn, it heats the air above it. This creates a huge, perpetually unstable column of air that constantly wants to rise. This constant upward push is the first critical step in building a thunderstorm. It's the fuel for the fire. And because it's right on the equator, this isn't just a seasonal thing, it's a daily event. The engine is always running, creating a supercharged breeding ground for storms that is active most of the year. But you can't have a storm with heat alone. You need water. A thunderstorm is basically a column of moist rising air, and the Congo Basin has a virtually unlimited supply. The first source is the Congo rainforest itself, the second largest in the world. Through a process called transpiration, the billions of trees in this giant forest act like a natural humidifier, pumping staggering amounts of water vapor into the atmosphere every single day. But there's another, even bigger source, the Atlantic Ocean. Prevailing winds blow inland from the west, carrying warm, moisture-packed air across the continent. As this air travels over the already humid Congo Basin, it becomes supersaturated. The result is a deep, thick layer of atmospheric moisture, an invisible ocean of water vapor hanging in the air, just waiting for a trigger to unleash it. So we have hot, unstable air and a ton of moisture. We have the fuel and the oxidizer for a colossal atmospheric explosion. All that's missing is the spark, or in this case, the trigger. In Central Africa, that trigger is the landscape itself. As the warm, wet air from the Atlantic and the Congo Basin flows eastward, it slams into a monumental barrier, the Great Rift Valley. This is a massive geological feature, where the continent is slowly pulling apart, creating towering mountain ranges and deep, vast lakes like Lake Kivu and Lake Victoria. These mountains, some rising thousands of meters, act like a gigantic ramp. The air mass, which has traveled unobstructed for thousands of kilometers, has nowhere to go but up. This process, called orographic lift, forces the hot, moist air to rise incredibly fast. As it rises, it cools rapidly. The immense amount of water vapor it's carrying condenses, forming colossal cumulonimbus clouds, the anvils of thunderstorms. This forced, rapid uplift is the final, violent trigger that turns all that unstable, humid air into some of the world's most ferocious thunderstorms. It's this collision of continent-spanning weather with dramatic topography that makes places like Cabaret, nestled in the mountains of the eastern DRC, so incredibly electric. So, the mystery of Africa's lightning dominance isn't down to just one thing. It's a perfect storm born from a unique conspiracy of geography and weather. First, you have the relentless power of the equatorial sun over the Congo Basin, creating a permanent engine of rising hot air. Second, you get a double whammy of moisture from both the immense Congo rainforest and the warm Atlantic Ocean. And finally, you have the towering mountains of the Great Rift Valley, which act as the ultimate trigger, forcing all that hot, wet air to explode into the heavens. While Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela may be the single most electric spot on the planet, Africa's Congo Basin and Great Lakes region are where lightning is part of the landscape's very DNA. It is, without a doubt, the true continent of lightning, a place where the raw, untamed power of our planet is on full display almost every single day. If you found this journey into the heart of the storm fascinating, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more explorations of our planet's most incredible phenomena. And let us know in the comments what other weather mysteries you'd like us to solve next. Thanks for watching.